This is ESBR Boxing. Delighted to be joined by Greg, Paul, and Owen. This is a special video. We're doing 3 of these. We are talking about boxing wild takes, boxing unpopular opinions. We all have them. I'm sure all boxing fans have them. We especially have them here at ESBR. And yet we're going to be trading a few opinions. This is the first video of 3. Paul, you are up first. Hit us with it. What is your boxing unpopular opinion? Or wild take, as we're saying?
I can already see you laughing, and I've been actually been kicked out of the group chat before for viewers. I've been kicked out of the SBR group chat for saying this before. So yeah, my wild take is that had they have met in the World Boxing Super Series, Ryan Burnett would have beaten Naoya Inoue.
Okay, so my first call, we're going to get to other members of the group, but Inoue 24-0, 21 knockouts, real big feared puncher. What do you see in Inoue that makes you think Ryan Burnett would have beaten him?
If you look back to Inoue's at the time, he kind of had a really, really close fight with Donaire in the final of that Super Series. Um, this is a Donaire that this is Donaire that was still past his best at that stage, in my opinion. I know he's gone on and he's still won world titles, but he's still past his best, right? And Inoue, yeah, fair enough. The second fight against Donaire, he iced him, and they can't tell anything about that. But the first fight was almost life and death. Donaire had him really rocked in the last few rounds, had him going. Another few rounds, Donaire might have even won that fight. Ryan Burnett, Ryan Burnett, when he fought Donaire in the semi-final of the Super Series, obviously, he had to retire in the 4th round due to something to do with the disc slipping in his back. More or less, if he had continued, he could have been in a wheelchair for a long period of time. I think he was saying he could have been in a wheelchair for the rest of his life. So Adam Booth pulled him out of the corner. But I know it was only 3 rounds in, but Burnett had pissed the first 3 rounds already. Against Donaire, he was going to go and win that 12-0 on scorecards. He was going to absolutely do Donaire, and then in the final he would have been in Inoue. And don't forget, he was the number 1 seed in the World Boxing Super Series. So he's not seeded as number 1 for no reason.
Okay, all right. Okay, we're going to get some opinions here. Greg, what are your thoughts on what Paul's saying there? Do you think he's got a point, or do you think he's slightly deluded?
God, I feel really on the spot here. I think Ryan Burnett was a really good fighter. I think he'd have given Inoue a good fight. I do agree with Paul that he probably could have been capable of beating Nonito Donaire. But the only thing that I doubt is that the past few fights we've seen the boxing ability now that Inoue has. He's not just a puncher. He steps in and out, drops his hands. He tries a bit of everything. I'm going to try and respect Paul's opinion, and I would just say it's a fight that I would have really liked to see is Ryan Burnett and Inoue. I think it would have been fireworks, and yeah, I think it might have been all over inside 8 rounds, one way or the other. So I can get where he's coming from. A lot of people think Ryan Burnett was a really, really talented boy who was just unlucky in his career. The disc slipped in his back. I think he tried to have one comeback fight after that, if I'm correct in saying so, Paul. He won, didn't look the same, and that was him finished. So we'll never know. But you know what? I think we've got to respect Paul's opinion. He's done a few good things in boxing, and I don't think he's going to say something unless he put his neck on the line unless he really means it. So I think that's I think I might be giving you the nicest reply, Paul. So yeah, we'll leave it at that.
I think you're being very polite. Paul, I'm just going to be blunt. If Ryan Burnett wasn't from Northern Ireland, would you have this opinion?
Nice. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how I can answer that question. I really don't know how I can answer that question because, I don't know. I don't know. I just don't know. I don't know.
Okay.
I obviously have a higher opinion of him because of where he's from. Yes.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I am a realist most of the time. Like I genuinely believe he would have beaten him skill for skill. I think that he has all the capabilities of beating Naoya. I'm not saying that it was he would have schooled Inoue or anything like that. I just think he could beat him definitely.
All right, nice. We are gonna finish with Owen. Owen, give us your thoughts on what Paul has said.
Appreciate Greg being polite because outrageous. Anyway, no, it just wouldn't happen, Paul. I know he's a fellow countryman and that, but I think you look at I know he was unlucky with how long his career lasted, but to that stage, Donaire was levels above anything Ryan Burnett had faced. 3-0 up. You could argue it, but it was still fairly close. I think Inoue would have absolutely smashed through Burnett. As good as Burnett was, but Inoue is just a different kettle of fish. I think in that at bantamweight, no one gets near him. There was moments of life and death against Donaire in the first fight, but there was times where I'm sat watching it, wondering how Donaire was still standing, because Inoue just landed bomb after bomb. And then in the second fight, he showed he can box. He showed he can stop him, and he's done that since. So less on the fence from me. I think Inoue would have absolutely smashed through Burnett. Definitely good fighter, but from what I've seen, he didn't show enough in his short career to me that showed capabilities of coping with someone like Inoue.
Guys, can I just say, I think Inoue would have won. I wasn't sitting on the fence that much. I just think.
I think it would have been convincing from Inoue. I mean, if Burnett had a longer career, then maybe the opinion would have been slightly different. But from what I've seen of the two fighters' careers, I think Inoue would have blasted through him.
So Paul's now looking slightly subdued, but I'm just going to give you a chance to respond.
Nobody's ever gonna change my opinion.
Okay. All right. I think we'll leave it at that. I think one thing I'm going to say is I think Ryan Burnett was a fantastic fighter. I actually think if Ryan Burnett could have gone on to have been Britain's best boxer, possibly. Not best ever, best boxer at the time. I think he was capable of doing that. He's a fantastic fighter, and it's a shame his career was cut so early. I just think Inoue is a pound-for-pound star. And I think, as Owen kind of said there, at bantamweight, Inoue beats anyone at the moment, in my opinion. But look, we could have been at a point where Inoue and Burnett were the best two fighters in the division, and we could have seen that fight. I can't see Burnett winning. Sorry, Paul.
Well, yeah, but it's a pity we'll never see it. But as you said, yeah, definitely it would have been a good fight. Obviously, Burnett had two bantamweight world titles at that time, and had Inoue. He thought Inoue in the final would have been for all the marbles. So yeah, oh well, it'll never happen. But yeah, well, at least it refrains you from the embarrassment of Burnett winning.
What a way to finish things off. That's it for this video. We are going to be doing 2 more of these videos. Please do check out the second one if you enjoyed this one. Please look at our other content on our YouTube channel as well for more interesting opinions, and we will see you all soon. Gents, thanks for joining me.
Pleasure, mate.
Cheers, mate.
Thank you.